What's up, y'all? Welcome to CFC. Is it two?
Two.
Holy shit, man. Awesome. We have here Carlos Pacheco.
Yes, Carlos Pacheco.
Owner?
Part owner. Promoter, coach, everything.
Slash.
DJ, everything.
Nice, man. So here we are here at CFC 2 here at Speaking Rock. Talk about the actual starting of this organization. What made you want to start this here in this area?
You know what? It's a number of things. We always go out of town to fight. We're always, not necessarily being fed to people locally, but we always have to drive somewhere else. And I had been to a few events, here in El Paso, Albuquerque, Tucson, and I got the idea from there. I said, you know what, these guys are doing it, but I feel like I can do it better. So it was just an idea that was just lingering in my head for, countless time, right?
Yeah.
And then until my partners, they kind of sat me down. They're like, dude, we got to do this, like, now. And I would just contemplate too much. And I knew I could do it, I just didn't know how to start. And once we got the ball rolling, within a few weeks, we had almost everything set. And, that's where CFC 1 came from. Yeah.
That's badass, too. And that's a lot of the things that I like. I like people's journey and why they like to do things. I think it's cool that you have the opportunity for guys that don't have to go out of town. Like me, I played inline hockey, and one thing for me, we always had to leave to play hockey. You know what I mean? El Paso's kind of stuck in the middle between Phoenix and then Dallas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's either 8 hours, 5 or 6 hours to go away. So what did you learn from that first event? And what some of the hurdles that you guys had that you didn't have this time around?
You know what? A lot of it was that I was nervous. because it was our first one, right? So we did all the big stuff, right? And where we messed up on was the little details. That in the moment we were like, oh shit, like we didn't do this. We didn't, like, getting the judges' scorecards, like stuff like that, like little things like that, putting the fight card in the tents, just little things like that kind of, you don't think about it in the moment because you're thinking of, like, we have the cage, we have the lighting, we have the fighters, we have the medicals, we have the doctor, we have all that. It's the little things that, they kind of bit us in the ass last time. But this time, from the start, we did everything, we wrote everything down. And thankfully, we don't have any hiccups so far.
Right.
So far, knock on wood. Yeah.
Well, that's the cool thing, too, is that you're willing to say that, hey, we messed up, but we're going to make it better. Because this is something that you guys want to continue guys doing and keep growing, So talk about this event, some of the little hurdles that you have. Talk about the whole event. How did you guys get working with Speaking Rock and this whole area?
To be honest, I don't know how we did the Speaking Rock stuff. One of my partners, he got us a table, like, to talk to them, right? To talk to everyone from Speaking Rock. I had no say in that. Like, I wouldn't even know where to start to try to do this, right? But yeah, we kind of pitched the idea at them. There's been events here before. King of the Cage used to come in and do events here. So it's not something new to them. They're familiar with MMA. They've done events. It was just a matter of them allowing us to prove what we knew we could do, which was this. Yeah. First event sold out. This event sold out again. This time we almost doubled the amount of people that we let in, so it's going good. And to touch base on what you're talking about, like people us having to go out of town, the amount of talent that there is in El Paso, like, man, it's crazy that we have to go out of town. Like, El Paso's a fight city. There's tons of, like, talented fighters here. No matter what gym you go to, there's someone talented there. So if we could showcase it here at home for everybody, I took too long doing this,
Yeah, well, you're going to start having people come here. Yeah. They're like, oh, damn, CFC's legit. Let's go over there.
So, and that's crazy because last event, unfortunately, my big thing is I don't want El Paso versus El Paso. Yeah. Like, I want El Paso versus other cities, right? El Paso versus other places. But last event, we didn't really have, like, a lot to show where I would tell people, like, hey, do you have anyone to fight on our event? They're like, what the fuck are you? Yeah. So thankfully, we did the last event. It was great. Like, people were posting stories. For this one, we got people interested from, like, Florida, Alabama, Dallas, places, like crazy places. So we're our name is getting out there. I think we've done a pretty good job with the promotion of the event. So we're bringing fighters from outside, and that's what we want to do. We want to do El Paso versus other cities. Like, I don't want El Paso versus El Paso.
I like the fact that you guys have the ability to do that, because you're right. There's a lot of these guys, and I'm just getting into the whole combat scene in this area. A lot of the guys know each other in the gym, know each other. I mean, to have guys fight each other here doesn't make sense if you guys can have people to come in. Yeah. So the fact that you guys are building the brand, showing, look what you guys got going on, people are like, I want to fight on that promotion, man. I'll drive and go over there. So talk about this event. Talk about how many fights we got going on, how many amateur fights, how many pro fights.
This time we have 13 fights. We have 3 professional fights. We have 1 title fight, which is an amateur fight, and then I'm bad at math, but the rest are amateur.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have 2 really big comebacks, which is Steven Ojeda from Zen Martial Arts. I think he fought last time must have been like 7-8 years ago. I could be wrong. I could be lying. Don't quote me on that. And then Chris Gonzalez out of Tucson. I forgot when the last time he fought was, but it was also a few years ago. So those are 2 really big comeback fights for, Steven, who's a coach here at Zen, teaches kids, and then the adults MMA over there. So that's a huge comeback. And then we have our main event, Travis. Fucking scary. He's one of my students. Well, I don't want to call him a student. I want to call him a training partner. He's yeah, man, because he beats the shit out of me. But yeah, then we got Travis, and he's fighting against another finisher from Tucson. If they're coming from Anthony Burchek's gym, they're badass motherfuckers. Yeah. So that main event is crazy. Me as a fan, I'm super excited to watch it. As a coach, I'm excited, but I'm nervous. As a matchmaker promoter, I'm super happy because that's what pretty much brought everything here. Probably one of the biggest stars here in El Paso is Victor Guapo. That guy sells like crazy. He's everywhere. So he's defending his title for the first time today. He's on a 7 or 6 fight win streak, all finishes. Crazy. We got another finisher from Ray Borg's gym in Albuquerque to come down and fight him. And that fight we knew was going to happen somewhere along the way because there are 2 guys that they're in the same weight division. Excuse me. And Rob, he's a finisher too. So we knew it was going to happen, but thankfully we were able to host it here.
Yeah, and that's the best thing. I'm glad you were saying that you've known people, and that's because I know you fought and you've coached and things like that, and you build a relationship with other gym owners and coaches to where they're like, you know what, Carlos is doing that. I know he's a good dude. It's legit. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a lot of things that I'm, for myself, like getting in this whole creator space, you want to be respected and make sure that what you're doing is legit. You don't want to be half-assed. So the fact that you brought that up is dope, man. So any last words before we get going? I know we got people piling in. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got full send out. Any last words before we get going?
Enjoy the show.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much for your time, brother. Hey, man. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Good luck, man.